YouTube, this is HK858, and I'm going to bring to you a list of Planeswalkers I can see making it into Modern, and potentially going into Standard. Now, some of these cards I don't see being way too powerful, but I know some of them may not make it into Standard because Standard talks about current story. However, I can still see at least these first three Planeswalkers on the list that I have can make it go through Standard, not a problem. And it'd be interesting to see them, transition to certain planes. The last five will obviously be just, thrown into Modern another way and see how well they do. So the first one, obviously, you can see is Dack Fayden, the master thief of the universe of Magic. And yeah, I would like to see this card actually even Modern. Especially, a lot of people try to build around the idea of playing liquid metal coating, stealing their land, or stealing an opponent's early spell. That would be kind of interesting. Especially if you go turn 2, liquid metal coating, they go turn 2, Tarmogoyf. You go turn 3, turn their Tarmogoyf into an artifact, and then you play Dack Fayden. Boom, right off the bat you got that card. However, outside of that, I bet it would be played in a few different other strategies. Good sideboard against some artifact decks if you need to get rid of their key artifact. But outside of that, it'd be kind of cool to see what players build around this. The next one is Kaya Ghost Assassin. 4 mana for 5 loyalty. She exiles herself and brings her back at the beginning of your next upkeep. Yeah, you do lose 2 life at each time. However, it's kind of a cool little strategy to either remove a creature blocking, protect one of your creatures during their turn in case of a wrath, or even protecting herself against a sorcery card destruction, card removal. This one I can see go through Standard. I don't see where it could go crazy. I'm not saying like current Standard, but I mean like future. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see her and see what she's capable of in Modern. Duretti, Ingenious, however you say his name. This Duretti, I can see going through Standard, but also it'd be kind of cool to see what it can pull off in Modern. It's a little type of different take on an artifact deck. Like, you can get him and Tezzeret to make some sort of Grixis artifact deck, or you could go straight Rakdos, see what Rakdos has. Of course, you'd have to make sure you have some more support towards those artifacts, Rakdos strategies. But if you can sack an artifact to destroy a creature, an artifact, so it really protects himself. And then you choose a artifact card in the graveyard and put it into the battlefield and put 3 tokens that are copies of it. So it has a unique feel of how it can be built around in Modern. This is definitely a fun little card that I would say would be fun, especially when you're making constructs. And if you do the Grixis style, you play him, make a construct. Next turn you play Tezzeret, turn one of the constructs into a 5/5 defender, so you're kind of really walling people, as well as you create another one. And yeah, it has its uses, especially since this works really well with Tezzeret. Tezzeret's ultimate, Tezzeret Agent of Bolas, that's the one I should be saying. Because Tezzeret Agent of Bolas has that negative, or ultimate, where he drains people for how many artifacts you control. So this supports that. So, the next 5 cards, I don't see making it through Standard because I believe some of them are passed on. But I don't know much of Magic lore to know if, like, Teferi is passed on, but I don't see him going through Standard unless he was trapped in some time thingy and he broke free finally and he's now competing with Jace to be at the top. I don't know. But yeah, the Temporal Archmage has some interesting plays. Like, I know there's a ton of Planeswalkers outside of the colorless ones that cost greater than 5 don't really see play. They don't really see play unless they're in the right deck to see play. But yeah, like I said, Karn and Ugin are the two ones that are actually easily castable in a Tron deck, so they're easily able to be played. Outside of that, they're just, a lot of these cards do cost quite a bit, but they may have some uses in the future. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to say the the 5 commanders that are Planeswalkers. However, if I do see a reprint, I can see it to where they can take the exact same card but remove the commander text, or remove the commander text from the list, as well as you could always see it to where the commander text has like just a little, at the bottom left of his picture, or bottom right, whichever one, there's just a little square where it would actually show commander under it. Outside of that, unless they decide to actually make Planeswalkers commander viable, because they are technically legendary, that'd be kind of cool to see what can be made out of, Planeswalkers being commanders. So, but like I said, all these commanders can have that text loss and still keep the same card for the same abilities. And that's the same with Obnixilis, of the Black Oath, Nahiri, the Lithomancer, Freylis, Lana War's Fury, and then Duretti, Scrap Savant. And probably my personal idea of who could be mostly ran, Duretti would be one, maybe Nahiri, if there's some sort of equipment strategy comes out that's not based on storming off. and you can start, putting those core tokens out there to equip your equipment to. And maybe Obnixilis, and then maybe Teferi in the right deck. But, I'd like to see these commanders in Modern to see what they could do and how they can change up the format. There's 8 commanders that are not even in Modern, outside of, Jason Mind Sculptor, because he's banned. I personally am one of those ones that can say that Jason Mind Sculptor could maybe be tested as an unbanned. And, hey, the idea in one of my videos talking about cards being tested in Modern in a way, you can add some of those banned cards to see how powerful they'll get. Some of them, I don't see them being that powerful at all. And one of the ones I'm talking about is Stoneforge Mystic, which what Nahiri is based on, in a way. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of, if you want to see these Planeswalkers in Modern, see what they could do. Some of them, like I said, can go through Standard. Nahiri could go through Standard because she was already in Standard, so. But yeah, I'll let you go. Have a good day.